A Wrangell Manse retirement project has become a lifeline for families cut off by deadly landslide. The landslide debris effectively split Wrangell in half, and dozens of homes are still without power, internet and road access. Charlie and Mel Hazel have lived 7.7 miles off the Zimovia Highway for 10 years. Their floating dock, a retirement project for Charlie, has become an evacuation and emergency management hub since the deadly landslide in Wrangell. Wrangell. The Zimovia Highway stretches 14 miles along west coast of Wrangell Island. There are steep mountain slopes on one side and the ocean on other. Most of houses off the road are located on beach, but there are only a few piers. One of these is an unfinished retirement hobby for Charlie Hazel. I am 73. This is just a fun project, he said. It's not in perfect condition. 3 years ago he began building a long, floating dock on his property. It requires constant attention as it is worn down by waves and weather conditions. The concrete is cracked in places and is held together with 2 pieces of fabric strips. He wants to add a ramp but hasn't gotten around to it yet. Charlie and Mel Hazel, his wife, Mel, never thought all this effort would be worth it. It's now a lifeline for this whole end of the island, she said. On November 20th, a landslide occurred on the Zimovia Highway, leaving 4 people dead and 2 missing. Since then, Hazel's dock has been the best way to get supplies in and people out. This turned their property into a temporary center for emergency management and disaster relief. 2 missing in Wrangell landslide. Number of confirmed deaths increased to 4. The lives of 70 people were lost. Landslide debris effectively split Wrangell in half. There is a town north of the slide. In the south, there are, in his words, outliers like Charlie and Mel. They live at mile 12.7. The 120-foot wide slide cut off electricity, internet and the only road into the city, stranding Hazels and about 70 others. Joan Sargent lives 2 doors down from the Hazels. He was driven several times towards the south end of the slide. If you've been to Hawaii and you've seen those huge lava flows along the way, they're really deep. Landslide debris blocks a road about 18 miles from downtown Wrangell. The 55 houses south of the slide can only be reached by boat until they are cleared from road. You can see the churned up soil on pavement covered with fallen trees. The mud is deep. Sargent estimates it's 3 stories deep. They say it's still moving. And it can slide down, she said. We are doing well. Constant fuel need. The Alaska Department of Transportation began clearing the debris on Thursday. They expect to clear enough within a few days for the local grid to restore power. However, there is no clear timeline for when the road will be open to the public. Until then, all of the houses south of the slide can only be reached by boat. And almost all of these boats come to Hazel's dock. Fishing boats.